Word up. Um, I was just having my daily bath. Like I told you, the whole regime, I don't just wake up looking like this. And I usually have many great ideas after the second or third dunk, and there are lots about American history X, boredom of teenagers, stupid social tragedies that derive out of boredoms, and solutions to these problems all in one bath, one very nice bath. Oh, that's actually okay. It was okay. Sufficient enough for my life. Anyway, but I don't want to make it, but I just thought this was funnier, and I want to go skating, and nothing's more important. It is very sunny when I am happy, and it is very rainy when I'm not happy here in my area. There might be grain. There might still be grain in Ireland or wherever I am in the next few years ahead. Anyway, this is for Donald Trump again. I'm just going to finish off this about Donald Trump because I just thought this was hilarious. Giving Donald some more humble advice, which I'm sure he is gracious to receive, unlike the rest of your world. So yeah, this is a really funny rhetoric I reckon you employ. I know the courts are already over, Donald, and I got you to it a bit too late. There's a lot of catastrophe going on in the world which you have to deal with. I'm fairly sure Putin's dead, and now the president of Iran is dead. So, it's getting scary. Anyway, as I don't see dead people. Yeah. So this is what you do, Donald, Mr. Donald Trump. Boom, like you did outside the church after I accidentally condemned you. I didn't. I was only joking, and then he's like, a global power has just condemned you. I was like, I didn't. I was making a rhetorical point that nobody can condemn one another. And you brought your book. You go like this. This is my phone book. My personal phone book. All year round, I frequently gift every single person in this phone book. My friends, my family, my confidentials, my book club, the people I social and party and socialize with. I treat them all really nice. And that's how I survived in the world. I treat everybody really nice. And this is a big, big book of lots of important, special, powerful people, as you know yourself, Your Honor. Now, as a extendo absurdio of the current case that I'm currently enduring, we need to get everybody in this book involved. We have to get every single doctor, solicitor, politician, every every soiree, and what do you call these every socialite that because you need the oile at the parties, to be mingling around and talking. Oh, Simon's alone over there. Would you go and talk to him? Would you? Yes, yes. Thanks, dear. Yes, yes. No, in all confidence. Yes. Yeah, so we have to get every single person in my phone book now involved. And I need to see all the telephone books of every fucking Texas ambassador and every. Now, this is just simply absurd and inconvenient that all of us most respected and represented colleagues should be drawn into this absolute blatant attack at this time, like he is going just for presidency at this time, like it is just an attack. And that's what I want to also talk about when people abuse the system to attack people and they're using justice and they're saying, like, I turn around to one, like, our people pushing this on Trump, is like, why do you care so much about this justice you're seeking? You're seeking justice on a matter of Donald Trump throwing money at wolves to keep them away from his family. Kind of. That's the way I always thought of it. If I was a rich man, I'd have to be throwing sirloin steaks at the dogs, and there's no end to them. There's no end to the dogs, and you have to throw money away, constantly just throwing sirloin steaks. So the dogs just leave you and your family, and it might get some peace because it's hard to probably buy peace being a very wealthy man. Despite you think you'd have everything, it's probably hard to afford the peace to go with it, to enjoy it, peace and time to enjoy it. So he's throwing money at everybody, and this is somewhat a crime. And it is, if you like, why do they? Firstly, that's what I'm saying. Why do they care so much about this justice at this particular time when he's just going for election again? Why do you suddenly just care for these justice? Do you really care for unwritten contracts of social gifting? Because royalty gift loads to each other. They gift my stuff to each other. That's probably criminal. He's gifting his own money to people. That's oh no, it was something. Yeah, well, if they make donations to him anyway, it's still his money. It furthers his campaign and furthers his reason and it furthers his permanence and survival. It is campaign money if it's used. Not much money, but it is the money you need like to throw at the dogs. So like he takes the money off the wolves and he's using it to throw at the dogs kind of thing. Like he probably doesn't even touch it. And that's probably what the case is. But he already has his secure money, so he's just taking the people's money, the monster, the big monster he has to find around his friends and family. Not to be offensive to all the most reputable colleagues and clients and friends of Mr. Trump. But yeah, he's probably just doing it that way. It makes sense. Take it from Peter and give it to Paul, kind of thing. I was like, yeah, that might explain it. But then that's the thing. The thing you're highlighting. I know it's his money. You gave him his money to him. As you can do like kind of what he needs to do for his own political campaign. So yeah, and every Texas, everybody is going to be picking the phone. Now, this is simply absurd that we must all be dragged into this most unnecessary inquiry of social injustice. I mean, of all the cases, this is top of the list, and it's a very sensitive conviction that the president of America might be convicted over something that every single president does on earth. Particularly the American president. Everybody wants a piece. It's the whole game. It's the whole game of it in the first place. So, yes, I don't know. And I'm sorry, Sabrina, that you're off the Christmas card list there. We loved your company. We absolutely loved your company. That's why we called you sometimes. You're such a friendly girl. It was very sorry to see you off the Christmas card list there, Sabrina. I'm sure you'll find work somewhere in the country. Um, with all your confidences. And yeah, just crack out the phone book, like crack out the Bible book. I didn't condemn you, I was only joking. But it might have, I didn't mean it to have an effect, but words and thoughts are powerful. So crack out the phone book, dollar bill, Trump bill. And just bringing it as an exploitation of the legal system. They're just blatantly exploiting and you care more about the legal system, make it that way. They're blatantly exploiting the legal system to attack me over something that's very pushy. Like they're driving something to here. It's not like the injustice of the matter spilled over and there has to be spill into a courtroom. People are pushing a courtroom on him, and that's abusing the system as a weapon. And I get a lot of that kind of stuff going on as well. There's a lot of that going on in the world, abusing systems to exploit people. Mental Health Act, it's a terrible one, and they can do it. There's lots of different ways that people can exploit and abuse. But I was thinking, oh yes, suing people. People do petty lawsuits, petty lawsuits on people. I hate the idea of suing people. And it didn't say there was an ingredient in like this is a pack of nuts, but it didn't say it contains nuts on the back. And somebody actually sued and was successful because they said like, oh, I pick up the packet, I don't look at the front, and I just look straight at the back of the ingredients, and it said it didn't contain nuts. I brought a bag of nuts home and ate them, and then sued the nut company. Like that's why that's written on the back of pack of nuts in Ireland anyway. That the bag of nuts may contain nuts. Anyway, stupid stuff that people abusing the system as a weapon. And that should be a much bigger crime. That should be a really big crime. That should be a massive, massive crime because that's exploitation of the system itself. That's injustice on the justice. It's using justice as a weapon of injustice, but then again justifying it as something just. That Donald Trump has very, very many friends. Very many friends, and he needs to keep them all sweet. And of course, he's a man of no too little sugar. And we all like a bit of sugar in our tea, Your Honour. I'm sure you'd agree. Here's a job. Ireland have me on disability payment. Call it Potiphar will prosper greatly. I also said that as well. Put it in the comment section. Might do some good. I don't know if I said this in the video before. That you now have. Now the system or people have pushed. Was it 24 or 34? Anyway, 24 convictions on a man for trying to work hard and get by in life. And these are the necessary crimes or the elbow room that occurs. And now Donald Trump probably has more in common with every other hard-working American in the country who's just trying to get by. And they also have about 24 convictions for just getting by and surviving. That's just the system. And America's literally getting everybody convicted and getting everybody under the thumb. You probably win the vote on that. I think Biden had the familiar vote because he honestly came out and said, yes, my son has had big drug problem, lots of crack cocaine. And everybody in America was like, oh, my child has problems with crack cocaine, Joe. Maybe you care for my kids because I care for my kids. And he actually kind of ironically twisted and won a sympathy vote on that. But anyway, I'm not going to get into talking about kids. And hope Biden gets himself together. It's a lot of money. The same problem as Donald Trump is. You have a lot of money, but then if your family does have a lot of money and you don't need to bear the integrity of the event, and that's what's going to happen. Actually, he'd be picked out. Hunter Biden would actually be targeted, by big drug dealers. They want to get the rich people on drugs because then they'll be the rich person's drug dealer. Isn't that like Johnny Cash and all that? Everybody wanted to be Johnny Cash's friend and chasing him away. They're pretending to be your friend. He'd be targeted. In fairness to Hunter, he'd be so targeted by so many people and get that kid on drugs, get the rich kid on drugs. Now, because they're afraid of you and stuff, and they got lots of money, and so that's another problem. We're going to talk about lots more to come about drugs, social problems, and boredom, and trying to prevent myself being from like Danny from American History X, because I'm like Clint Eastwood from, or you met Danny from any, was it Gran Torino? I'm really celibate and grumpy these days, like an old man. That's why old men are like grumpy, because they don't have any sex. They don't care for sex anymore. They become very vocal and grumpy. I'm always giving out to kids on buses if I hear them say like faggot. Get or turn around and make a massive speech about burning people alive and Christ being nailed to a piece of wood, making massive dramatic scenes, and just stroll off the fucking bus. And I was like, oh, one day I'm just going to get shot for doing stuff like this. Or like just in a Gran Torino, and I was escaping with my friend. He's an Indian guy, he's a really nice, gentle kid. He's like, oh, don't like, just ignore them. And I was like, no, fuck that, man. You got to go stand up for yourself. Going down with my gun coming out of my finger. Exactly that, but doing stupid stuff like that, being a bit probably too vocal and crap. But then again, this all came from boredom. So yeah, I'm going to get onto the root of evil, root of many evils. I'm going to talk about boredom. But I'm going skateboarding now. Yeah, better type of boredom. Boredom. All right. Yeah. Good look at the appeal. I don't know if you can turn back time, kind of thing, on that kind of case. Another thing, I actually just realized is like he wasn't wrong. It's like he came out and said, "This is a crooked corpse. This is a crook." I was like, "Oh, Donald, be careful! Don't make an accusation about the judge or anything, because no matter what, you can't. He was a crooked judge. Like, oh, be careful there. Just be careful. You can't do that." But at the same time, it's like, shit. He wasn't wrong actually. He wanted to get it retrial or moved to a different area, and it's probably just some area that really doesn't like Trump, and that's why he's across the board unanimously convicted of every single. Yeah, and that's why he's going to get it retrialed or reappealed, and you'll probably see that all be innocent on every account, and then the whole legal system is going to be a joke. But he probably was, it probably was an absolute biased court in a district that doesn't like Trump at all. Obviously, businessmen have lots of friends, and if not equally amount of enemies to go with them. I have this problem as well, It's supposed to be so loved. Anyway, yeah, I'm going skateboarding and put some socks, and I'm going to take this towel off my hair. Peace out, hope.